Good afternoon, super friends, and welcome to the Sunday, August 2nd edition of the Sacred News and Weather. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here. I'm rocking Sunday casual today because it is hot outside. It's like 100 degrees out there. And while I'm in the trees and my house generally stays pretty cool, it's pretty warm in here. So that is what's happening in the weather here. As for the news, I don't exactly know where we're going today, but I did get a very specific image just as I was sitting down in this chair. So I have a sense now of where we're going to go, and I will share that with you in a moment. First, I'm going to give you my preamble, which is, as with everything I do, please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Know that these messages are timeless, so whether you're tuning in real time on Sunday, August 2nd, or at a later date, if you are tuning in, there's likely going to be something here for you. But if you're not seeing yourself, go ahead and turn me off, scroll down below, find another message that speaks to you, or wait for the next one to come. There will be more. I will be joining you from the tropics this week, so going on a little vacay with my fam before we head back to school and the blessed routine, which mama, I love summer, but I'm really looking forward to being back in a routine. It's just so much easier on my work and my life and all the things. So, all right, without any further ado, I'm going to close my eyes here, and I'm just going to share with you the image that came forward as I was sitting down here, and that is of a car that had crashed into a tree, but it had happened long enough ago that the tree was now growing all the way through the car. There were branches growing through, the tree was thriving, the roots were thriving. It was just this singular image of a car that had crashed into a tree, and a tree that chose to, rather than get knocked over, rather than die, it chose to grow up all the way through it and become its, maybe not its healthiest self, but it looked pretty darn healthy to me. And the feeling is that whatever scarred it, whatever wounded it, it was not going to let it stop it from its highest unfolding, from growing toward the sun, from reaching its full ability to thrive despite what it had been through. So I have a feeling we are going to be talking about resiliency today. And so I'm just going to be quiet for a moment and see what wants to come there. I am getting a nudge to tell you a little bit about the element of wood in Chinese five element theory, which is somewhat where my coaching practice started, or at least my training did. And healthy wood has structure. It gives us great structure. It is able to sway in the breeze. It is resilient. It is able to grow through the obstacles just as this tree did. It is not going to break in the wind. It is not going to be thwarted. And so we're talking about healthy wood energy today, and that is either where we are or where we're going to. I have a feeling that we might be in the need for a pep talk for resiliency. So I'm going to be quiet for a moment. Yeah, I'm feeling the struggle energy here. I'm feeling like the death and rebirth vibe here. Like, it feels like for some of you something has come to an end, or it feels like the world is ending. It feels like you are the tree and the car just hit you. So for in terms of timelines, like, you can see yourself anywhere in here, but the feeling is that I'm being shown, or I was shown, the healthy image, like what actually happens. And where we are right now as a collective is, I'm like kind of rolling the camera back to where you are now, which is kind of feeling like you're the tree that just got hit by a car and you got knocked over, or if not knocked over completely, like pretty dang wounded. And so the feeling is here that your system doesn't yet know how resilient it is, and your system is really focused on the loss of what you thought life was going to be, the loss of what you thought relationship was going to be, the loss of what you thought your home life would be, your work life would be. However this resonates with you, your system is like kind of focused on loss right now. And what spirit wants you to focus on is not on the loss, but actually in the growth and expansion that is going to happen from this loss. So I'm going to be quiet for a moment and see if I'm getting anything in particular around the what or how you are going to know that. Well, first of all, the image of this tree is designed to be helpful. It is designed to remind you of just how resilient Mother Nature is, but also how we are. But here's what I'm getting. There's this feeling of like wanting to control the narrative, wanting things to have gone exactly the way you thought they were going to go, or exactly the way you wanted them to go. And for some of you, because the course was veered away from, you have this feeling that like everything is over and it's dead and it's done and you have to start anew. But the feeling is for some of you here that the course really just like took a slight veer, and you're actually going to go back. So here's what I'm seeing now. Now I'm seeing the tree with the car through it, but what I'm seeing is like the way for some of you the car doesn't actually go through the tree. What you're seeing is, so I'm this is a different timeline also. What you're seeing is your car is like plowing, the car is coming at you. The car is like barreling down the path toward you. It's going to hit you, and you are in that moment in time. So you're not even at the point of impact. You are at the point where you think impact is about to happen. And what I'm seeing here is that the car is actually going to go whoop and work right around you. So it's not even going to go through you. So what is happening here is like your expectation of what was or what is going to be is not actually true. You are almost inviting this car to come ever closer to you, but what's actually going to happen is the car is going to veer around and keep going. And so your body, your being is thinking that it is in like near and implicit danger. And what Spirit wants me to tell you is you're not even going to get hit, or the hits that you've had, I just heard this too, the hits that you have experienced as up until now that have you thinking that you're going to get hit is actually the hit. And what's actually going to happen is you are going to move around, the car is going to move around, and you are going to stand in your power, and you're actually going to, your resilience is going to prove itself true without a car needing to plow into you. So this is interesting because I feel like I was shown an image, and the image is actually for many of you of like worst case scenario fear here. And Spirit is still telling me that like you are the most resilient being ever, and you are going to grow and thrive and move through this point of impact if the point of impact happens. But what I'm actually seeing here for us today, for more of you than not, is that it is your fear, it is your like belief. It's not even controlling the narrative, it's like controlling the thoughts in your mind. Like you're in your mind, and so I guess that's in some ways the same. In your mind, you think that you are like bracing for impact, and oh shit, here it comes. Like life as I know it is over. And what I'm seeing is that yes, life as you know it is over, but it's not how you think it is, and it's not actually going to be nearly so painful as you believe it's going to be. In fact, like as this car drives around and keeps going, like there's almost this feeling of like, because what I'm seeing now is that like once you realize that the car is going around you and it's not actually going to plow into you, there's going to be exponential growth. I just saw this tree like explode in height and explode in like, this is not any kind of tree that I know. It's got like, I feel like it's got like multiple flowers, multiple fruits. It's like, maybe it's one of those trees that has been, and maybe this is information for somebody here or for many of you here as well. There's like people graft trees, like they graft fruit trees to make like a multi-fruit tree. And this feels a little bit like that. Like has been grafted all different fruits, all different flowers. Like, and what it feels like actually is this tree is like an amalgamation of like a growth, a testament. I just heard it's a testament to all that you have already experienced in this lifetime, and that what you think is about to come for you and like completely thwart you, completely knock you down, is actually going to move around you, and you're going to continue to flower, and you're going to continue to fruit, and you're going to continue to grow in ways that you can't even see now, because the narrative going back into the mind, your mind is telling you to brace for impact. And what Spirit wants you to know is that you actually don't need to brace for impact. what you need to do is soften and relax. And here's an image for you. This goes back to my flight nursing days. So I don't know if this is appropriate to say, but this is nursing humor, so I'm going to try and get it across as appropriately as possible. But people under the influence of substances, alcohol, drugs, in a car accident often have the fewest injuries of anyone else in the vehicle. And so like what I heard was drunk people bounce, which is probably not so appropriate here, but I'm saying it anyway because this is a come as you are party. The feeling is that spirit wants you to not get drunk. I'm not going to say that, but to soften your body, to soften your way of being, to soften any expectation of the impact that is about to happen. Because when you brace for impact, when the other passengers in the car see that the driver is about to veer off, or if it's not the driver who's driving, it sees that there's something that who's drunk, sees that there's about to be an impact, everybody braces, and it's in the bracing that bones break, muscles get severed, arteries get severed. It's in that bracing that the real damage occurs. If you can stay loose, if you can stay loosey-goosey, there's going to be infinitely less damage. In fact, the car is going to drive around, and you are actually going to grow and thrive and fruit and flower. I want to see if there's anything else that wants to come. I think I'm going to leave this here for now. I feel like I could say more, but I think this is probably the right amount of time and the right amount of what wants to be held here right now. All right. Thank you so much. Please like and share and subscribe and hype and tell your friends and come visit me in all the ways. I've been posting in my description box how to find me in other places. And while it will be changing because I'm updating my website to go back to my name, it's all there. Come say hi in all the places. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.